Hey everybody, welcome to Bohemian Galaxy. I am your GM Nelson. Just wanted to say thanks for downloading, thanks for subscribing. We are now on iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher. We'll be uploading new episodes on the 1st and the 15th of each month, and you can follow us on Twitter at Bohemian Galaxy to see updates about the show. We're working on some bonus episodes right now that we hope to get out to you at some point in the future. We've already recorded a few sessions of us playing John Harper's Blades in the Dark, and we've got plans for other systems to try out in the future, so we'll let you know when that happens. If you like the show and want to leave a review on iTunes, that'd be great. It really helps the show out. One other quick note, I did mention in our preview episode that the audio quality in these first few episodes is a little bit lackluster, but it does get much better starting with episode 3, which will be up on March 1st. If you don't like the audio quality in these first couple episodes and you want to skip ahead to episode 3, that's okay. I'm going to include a short recap of what happens in these first couple of sessions. And now, without further ado, here is episode 1. So, shall we begin the game?
Sure.
Yeah.
So, you guys were out doing a salvage operation in a system where a lot of old ships get mothballed, basically, for decommissioning. There's just a lot of scrapped ships and stuff like that floating around. But while you were in this system salvaging, a small satellite jumped into the system and began transmitting distress signal. And this distress signal is from something called the EPSA station Hyperion. And you find that odd because that is an Earth government, but the transponder codes that came along with the transmission were authenticated by your computer as coming from an EPSA transponder. And so this satellite basically transmits an automated distress signal indicating that the life support has gone out on their station, and then basically transmits some coordinates. Now, the odd thing about the coordinates that this station satellite transmits to you is that they are not in any system. They're basically coordinates for what seems like a random spot in deep space.
Well, we have to investigate it, right?
Yeah, could be people need our help.
Damn, that's pretty close to the voice I was going to use, Drew.
Oh no! Good thing I shot first.
You can just both sound like that. It's okay.
Yeah, it should be okay. Oh, so wait, sorry. So you said that this is like a verified like EPSA stationary, basically, and so
yeah, that's right. It has like a
so,
code built into it that your computer can, match up against.
Do I think it's likely that this is like some kind of weird pirate honeypot thing, or
no? So private codes, like codes for companies or individual ships, private ships, are relatively easy to fake, or not, easy, but it is possible to fake them. Government codes typically are too hard to fake for pirates to try that honeypot. Also, this is odd because most of the time government bases rely on help and support from government ships. So it's a little bit odd that this station is sending out sort of a generalized distress signal.
Well, I don't know about you two, but we should check it out. Be cautious, but we don't want to leave those people hanging.
Yeah, I just want to know what's going on. Let's go. Let's definitely go.
I abstain.
So noted. Okay.
All right.
So
Computer.
You guys. Oh, hello, Dave.
That's not my name. It's still not my name.
Does the thing have a name yet? Or
The ship's computer?
yeah.
No.
Is Jorbis from Homestar Runner?
Jorbis isn't from anything.
I mean, I love if I made Jorbis up. I just don't think I did. Jorbis, take us out.
Are you thinking of Jarvis?
I mean, I'm pretty sure Jorbis is a thing.
Okay.
I think it's from Homestar Runner. Even if it's not Jorbis.
Yes, Dave.
Damn it. Take us out. You know what I mean.
Okay, Dave.
Shit. No, don't do that. Don't do that.
What have we told you about being careful talking to the ship AI?
I know.
Jarvis,
Jesus, I know.
take us to these coordinates. Maybe a few thousand clicks out. Let's get a lay of the land before we, put our balls into a vice.
Okay, Dave. I'll keep the vice ready.
The vice rises from the floor, right between our legs.
And so that's what's in all of those secret compartments is random hammer space for a ship's computer.
Okay, your ship spins up the jump drive, and you guys jump to these coordinates. You can see on your ship's scanners, you see sort of a wire overlay of this station in the distance, magnified. So as you get within maybe 100 clicks of the station, you can now sort of make it out as this, pinprick of light. And as you get closer and closer, you can see this station is sort of a classic wheel design. There's a central wheel with 4 spokes that feed into a central hub. At the, quote unquote, top of this hub, there's kind of a gallery, like a cone with the top chopped off. So there's a big viewing gallery on top. And then from the middle hub, there's a shaft that goes down to a round ball, and you kind of surmise that is probably engineering.
Our distress signals, is it automatic? Shouldn't there be a person at the other end?
Yeah, that does seem odd to you.
Yeah, I guess we have to suit up
Wait, hold on. Before we do that, Jorbis, is there any record of any kind of this particular station or stations of this type in your database?
No, Dave. It does appear to be of a standard EPSA design, but I don't recognize the serial numbers.
Can we see the layout?
Okay. It shows you a layout, and it basically confirmed what you had surmised. So there's an engineering in the bubble at the end of the shaft on the bottom of the station, and then in the main habitation ring, there are basically, you can see that 1/4 of the ring is dedicated to crew quarters and a galley, and it's kind of like a common area. And then you can see 1/4 of the ring is basically dedicated to support and maintenance and things like that, equipment storage. The other half of the ring is, it could be a variable use depending on what the station is. So it could be laboratories if the station is a research facility. It could be offices, or it could be armories if it's a military station. So the other half is sort of variable use. And then there's a sort of central cylinder that the spokes of the wheel feed into, and that's a command and control center. And then the gallery at the top is kind of a rec room, exercise space, sort of entertainment space, depending on the use of the facility.
What's the approximate capacity of the station?
The crew of the station could be anywhere between 20 and 50 people.
Yeah, we should definitely try messaging them or
hailing them.
Yeah, hailing them.
Are you the guy that hails them? I feel like maybe you are. I don't know.
Jorbis. Wait, can I do it, or does Jorbis do it?
Yes, Dave.
Hail the ring, the station.
Yes, Dave. I'm not getting a response, Dave.
All right, well, I guess we have to dock. I mean, I'm curious to know what's going on inside.
Yeah, if their life support is down, we have to hurry.
This is strange as hell, but let's go to the main airlock and see what's in there.
Go ahead and make a piloting roll.
I got a 7.
Okay, that's a success. So you pilot the ship to the airlock uneventfully, complete docking procedures without a hitch. Yeah, so you guys are ready to proceed.
I imagine we have to put suits on because there's no life support.
That would be a sensible precaution.
On my life suit, I get my trusty sword.
Okay.
You're a goddamn idiot.
Can I get my trusty chewing gum and paperclip?
In terms of things we could actually use in a fight, am I able to fire my gun that I have with the spacesuit on, or would that be a situation?
Yeah, so your spacesuits they're not like NASA suits. They're more like form-fitting than that.
Iron Man.
I see. There's like a space wetsuit.
Yeah, they're a bit more padded than that, especially in sort of on like the
crotch region.
Just,
do we all have access to Jorbis in our suits?
Yes, you have a remote link to Jorbis in your comms. And you have like a little sort of like on one forearm, you have kind of like a diagnostic readout that shows how much air you have left and how much fuel you have for your suit's micro thrusters. And you could have other information on your diagnostic panel if you want, like information about your ship or information about, like your suits have sort of sensors for general information about the atmosphere around you, for example, like if there are toxins or things like that. But it has a sort of a variable UI. So you can
tour dates for the bromiums.
Yeah, exactly. You'd be like, are the Bromorians coming?
I guess I am gonna set my suit to display like volatile organic like something that would tell me that there's like some living creature nearby, and like the concentrations of whatever is in the air that would be from that. I don't know what that would be, but
right. Okay.
I jailbreaked mine and set it to measure the calories that I burn while I move.
Yeah, you install Linux on it.
Yeah, I need to get bulked up and stuff. So
you have like a pedometer and like a Fitbit,
but like super more advanced than that.
Yeah, it's showing you a constant like EKG readout.
Yeah, but it has nothing else useful. That's it.
It has nothing useful.
Yeah, it's useful for me as I like try to become a more attractive man, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess also I'm gonna say like, all right, Jorbis, lock the ship down. Don't allow anyone to access you except on a 3 of ours authority. The code word phrase is stinky hammer.
Stinky aardvark hammer. Got it.
I mean, look, it's 2700. I think we've got to figure out that like 3-word phrases are better passwords than a bunch of random alphanumerics.
Yeah.
Horse battery staple.
Use password. Let's use a different password from the last 3 previously.
Yeah.
Stinky hammer 1.
I'm sorry, Dave. You've already used that password in the last year.
Stinky lion femur.
Okay, so to backtrack a little bit, Sam Sullivan, you are taking your gun with you, you said?
Yes, and if possible, I'm going to holster it outside of the suit. I assume I probably can somehow.
This is like this spacesuit. It's part spacesuit, part kind of like uniform. Like it has like a holster or like you have a little like fanny pack for your wallet.
Is a gun like a kind of extra thing? Like, would we not take that by nature?
I mean, you have one gun. I guess it's just kind of up to Sam's, his character, whether or not he feels like he needs it. I mean, you don't know if there's anything dangerous in the station, but
I guess what I'm asking is, have our travels made us cautious in that way?
Yeah, I mean I'm definitely bringing the sword.
Space is dangerous.
So for me, I mean, before I was on this ship, I guess I probably haven't told you like that much about my background, but I used to be like a sort of mercenary / bodyguard type of person. So for me, it's not like something I would do in a situation where something I don't really understand is happening, I guess.
Wait, are you the kind of guy who'd like bring your gun in when we go into like a space diner?
No. But this is like, this is like a pretty like weird like situation that I don't really understand that well, and I know how to shoot a gun, so
you're not a concealed carry spaceman.
Yeah.
No.
Right,
well, maybe.
I took my gun too then. If our captain's paranoid.
So you only have one gun though.
Oh, between the 3 of us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
But
I still have my sword, right?
Yeah, you have a sword that you don't know how to use.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Can I take like a wrench?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you can take a space wrench, or if you want to look around for a weapon to take with you,
Amadeus, get your wrench. You don't know how many goddamn.
Can you like MacGyver something together that's like a like rivet gun that fires space wrenches?
Well, in your tool locker in the engineering section, there are a variety of basically like spanners and stuff like that, and you also have a bolt gun. It's basically like a rivet gun.
But it fires the bolts like a nail gun does?
Exactly.
All right.
It has a relatively limited range, maybe like 30 feet to be like accurate with it. But on a space station, you're probably not going to be that far away from anyone who might want to hurt you. So it could be useful.
I'll strap it on.
I guess I should also mention that my gun fires ceramic bullets, which pretty much are useless against anything with armor, which is we're in a spaceship.
Can I also bring a blunt weapon like a wrench? I mean,
yeah,
space wrench. Call it a space wrench.
Yeah, spench.
The stats on the bolt gun, just so you know, are that it does 2d6 damage, and you can fire it with your shooting skill or with your repair skill, apparently.
Do these things have ammunition that we have to worry about?
Your bolt gun has 6 shots.
Okay.
And the pistol has, I believe it's 7 shots per clip, but you have 20 bullets total.
I mean, I feel like I'm gonna take the gun. I don't think I'm gonna like carry a bunch of spare ammo like on my suit, so I may just have 7 shots.
Okay.
Is the spench a like versatile tool? Like, would I really bring it?
The wrench?
Yeah.
I mean, it's heavy.
I feel like it makes sense to bring some kind of multi-tool type of thing anyway, since we are going onto this space station that seems to be malfunctioning.
Yeah, you might want to take like a little toolkit.
Yeah, like, and you're the guy if we need to.
Yeah, do I have like a Chinese army knife?
That you have a whole like locker full of tools to do repairs on your ship. So I mean, you could put together a pack of tools you think would be likely, useful.
All right, I got my toolbox, and we'll say it's definitely got a spench in it. A good measure.
Wonderful.
And okay, so you guys are ready to go.
Is there like a specific dock, or are there many docks?
There's just 2. So there's two airlocks, and like I said, they're both on the ring. They're kind of like on opposite sides of the ring from each other. So I guess it depends on if you want a dock. One dock is like in between the quarter for the crew quarters and the like galley eating area, and then the other docking port is on the other side of the ring, which is in the middle of whatever the rest of the space is for. You don't know what the station is, but whatever its purpose is, that side is going to have it.
What do you think, Captain?
I'm saying we go to the crew dock. I mean, I don't know what the other half is for, but in a weird, spooky, broken space station, maybe I don't want any surprises.
Abstain.
So arrogant and vengeful.
Okay, yeah. So you guys have docked at the port next to the crew quarters in the galley, and so you go to the airlock tube. So inside the airlock and through the tube, there's no gravity. So you kind of float through the tube, and you get to the door for the airlock on the other side. You see, so that basically on the side there's a panel that shows like a diagnostic readout, and it indicates that the life support is offline, but it also has sort of like this yellow indicator light that shows that the atmosphere inside is still breathable. It's just not, the air scrubbers are offline. And one thing that you notice with this is that the air is breathable, but the sort of atmospheric quality is getting worse. So you think that there's probably people alive in there, because they're using up oxygen, basically.
Well, I'm gonna stop using my oxygen or whatever I use and smell the ship air.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll use their air too.
Yeah, that seems prudent.
Okay. So you open the airlock. It opens into, kind of a small chamber, and the panel on the other side indicates that the security for the station has been temporarily overridden due to technical emergency. So basically the station has kind of been opened up for whatever rescue might be coming. The inner door opens up, and beyond that you see dark passageway. Basically opens up onto basically like there's a little antechamber kind of alcove, and then there's like a hallway that runs left to right beyond that little sort of antechamber. It's pretty dark. There are sort of like emergency lighting strips on the floor and the ceiling, but you can't really see that much. It's sort of this dim yellow glow. And so you can see signs here that indicate that the crew quarters are to your left and the galley is to your right. And so you can kind of see it's about 15 feet either way down the hallway to bulkhead doors on either side. You can kind of make them out in the dim light, but you can't see anything else really. There's not like a lot of detail.
Is there a way to like shout at distance?
Is there a way to what?
Like call out? Do we have like megaphones on our? Oh
yeah, I mean you have like an external. You can mic out of your headset if you want to.
I'm just gonna call out, hello.
In Nothing. Kind of a pissed off voice. You don't get any response.
Well, maybe we should go to the crew quarters and see what we can see.
Yeah, crew quarters.
Okay, so you go to your left, and as you approach the bulkhead door to the crew quarters, it kind of opens automatically. It kind of slides up into the ceiling. So in the crew quarters, so you see doors to the sides that lead to crew quarters, and most of them are open, and there's just sort of like a random assortment of like stuff floating around in the air, like personal effects. There's some articles of clothing and like a snow globe and some like books and stuff like that are just kind of floating around.
Is there anything that would indicate to me what these people were doing out here, or like what their jobs are?
So when you go into the rooms, you can see there's sort of like some like leisure clothing, and then you also find like work uniforms in the sort of like dresser closets, and they're just like standard EPSA colors. They're like white and blue and orange. They look sort of like a race car driver, like jumpsuit. They're kind of padded, but they have like pockets on them and things like that. And you also see that they have like a mission patch on the side that says, Dawning Horizon. And it has sort of like it has like an atom symbol in the middle with sort of like a comet sort of streaking through the middle of the atom. So from that, you kind of infer that this might be a science lab.
Science lab gone horribly wrong.
Yeah, and you can see like name tags on the suits, like if you look in the different room, but they're just like last names.
I see.
It says like Jimenez and Downing and stuff like that.
I start shouting. No, I don't actually start shouting Jimenez, but hey Barney, is there any kind of terminal we could look at around here that might tell us what's been happening on the station for the last few days?
Oh man, I should have brought my laptop. All right, do I see any like thing that I would?
As you explore through the crew quarters, you do see that there are like personal like terminals, I guess, in the crew quarters, but they appear to be depowered. It seems like most of the systems on the station have been powered down, so you're just getting sort of like when you go into one room and you see the terminal built into a desk, and it just says like network offline, basically. So it looks like
I tried typing in stinky lion femur.
You try to activate the keyboard, but like it doesn't even light up. It's just got basically like an error message on it. As you come to the end of towards the end of the crew quarters, you go into a crew quarter, and you immediately see someone floating in the room.
Bear fucker.
Are they a live person?
So you see this body, and you're kind of surprised because you've been walking through this place and it's been totally empty and quiet, and the person is sort of rotating gently, and in place in the middle of the room. As the body rotates around, you can see whoever this was, they've been murdered.
Oh shit!
You can see that They have multiple stab wounds, it looks like, or some kind of puncture wounds through their suit. There's blood stains all around, stab wounds and slashes. Looks like their face has been slashed too. And you also notice that there are droplets of blood, but they're dried droplets, basically. So it's like this weird dust in the room of like little brown droplets of blood.
Are there any weapons around?
You don't see anything like a weapon in the room. You don't see like, a knife or anything that might have been used for murdering this person.
I'll take Dreamweaver off of my back and brandish it, like, prepared to battle.
Okay.
I just shake my head. Well, I would say this really changes the parameters of our mission here.
Fuck.
What?
Can our spacesuits, do they have like infravision or night vision or anything like that?
You don't have like infravision. You do have like sort of an enhanced lighting overlay that can basically, give you a little bit of like a night vision kind of thing.
If I like turned off my headlamp, would I still be able to like see like at least sort of?
You would be able to see enough for it to be super scary. Yeah.
Okay. I think I feel like tactically that might be what I have to do. Okay. Although it's not super satisfying psychologically.
I ignore his decision and keep my light on.
Fuck his night vision.
Well, he didn't order me to do anything, so.
Sully, Cox, I don't know if we should be here.
Oh, you're not abstaining, huh?
Well.
No, we have to find out what happened here. Let's keep going.
This is real weird.
Fucking abstain.
All right, I'm gonna abstain too. I guess.
Now let's go.
I guess we're going on Barney's recommendation.
Yeah, we got to go to the fusion core. We got to find out where the energy, what happened to the juice. Then we can get that back online. Or do I know if there's like a backup generator? I mean, not necessarily something as powerful as a fusion reactor, but something that could like turn on the computers or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, you assume that if you can get to like either engineering or maybe like the control center, that you could try to get the systems back online.
Okay, let's do it. Let's go to engineering. Then we'll go to the control center.
Yeah, I go with the eggheads.
Okay.
I'll follow the captain's lead and turn off my lights. He is the captain.
Okay. So
also, Captain, you're dumb. Spacefarers can see in the dark.
I'm not worried about this. Do you think the spacefarers were the ones that slashed this guy's face to death?
They can do anything, man.
They could, but anyway, let's get to engineering and then get the fuck out of here.
Okay. So you travel to the end of the crew quarters, and you see that there's sort of like another mini lounge at the end of this thing, and then beyond the door, there's another sliding door, and so then there's kind of like an interchange. There's no airlock here, but there's kind of like a staging area. It's like kind of widens out, and there's a hatch at the far end that says, in big like block white letters on it, it says like labs on that door. And then to the right, you can see this sort of round portcullis that looks like it's the entry to one of the sort of like transit tubes that goes from the ring to the core module of the station.
I guess so at this point I have like probably I assume access to a map from Jorbis that tells me where engineering is likely to be. Is that?
Yeah, I mean it's the layout of the station is pretty straightforward. Basically this passage tube from the ring to the core, it just goes to the core, which has that's basically the central command module. And then from there you can go down to the engineering and the fusion core module, basically.
Well, Barney, looks like we're going to be making a stop in the command center and see if you two geniuses can wrangle up anything in there.
Sounds good to me.
Two geniuses?
What do you think?
Anyway.
What was that, Sully?
Wait, I'm Sully.
Hold on one second.
Oh.
He's Amy.
I mean, Machina.
Okay, so you open this portcullis, and then you can see basically a long, dark tube in front of you. Gravity is still off, so you're going to have to, travel down this tube either by hand or you can try to do it in a straight shot, depending on what you prefer, Barney.
Oh, yeah, definitely straight shot. And I want my sword out in front of me. And I kind of also want to, like, twirl, if that makes any sense.
I mean, you can give that a shot.
Definitely. Like,
okay.
I'm like, the whole time I'm doing it, I'm going to be like, ah!
And I'm going to harmonize.
It's like a fantastic visual. Like me slowly floating through space, rotating.
I'm going to do a spaceship facepalm. A spacesuit facepalm.
Okay, so I totally aced, so I guess I got a 7. Oh, I assume it was agility. My bad. I was rolling agility. So
yeah, you roll agility. Yeah, I was going to give you a -2 on it because you're trying to spin on your axis while also launching yourself down a tube, but that would still be the 5, so that would be a success. Okay, so from the far wall of this portcullis, you basically get in position, and then you just like launch yourself while also kind of doing a little pirouette. And so now
you feel my charisma?
Now you're with the sword out. You are now spiraling like a football down this hallway, basically. This tube passage.
I prefer to think of myself as a unicorn.
And you're looking straight ahead, I guess. I assume you're looking where you're going.
Yeah.
I don't know that for sure.
I'm like looking.
I mutter to myself about crew discipline and how we need to have a talk about that.
All right, so Barney, you're spiraling down this hallway at a pretty good clip, and as you're going, this passage is it's about like 40 feet long, and so you're spiraling down this hallway. You have your night vision on, and then as you're about halfway down in the range of your night vision, you can see silhouettes of figures in the passageway. You see the silhouettes of 3 figures. And as you are coming towards them, you have enough time to notice something very disturbing, which is that their eyes are much too bright in your night vision.
Oh, shit.
It's kind of like what you would expect to see if you were looking at like a nocturnal animal in the dark.
Or if I was looking at people possessed by space fairies.
Yeah, shit, man. This is somewhere between like the proto-molecule and event horizon at this point. Like, shit.
Yeah.
So the way this game works, usually when you go into combat, you use like a deck of cards, but we're not going to do that because I don't want to figure that out, and it seems like it would slow us down. So I'm just going to have you guys roll d20s to decide.
We could just roll d52s.
That's true.
Or I guess d54s, and a 53 and a 54 are a joker.
Yeah,
Wait.
That's true. They do include jokers.
I'm doing it.
True.
Oh, god damn it. I have to roll a 1.
Wait, what are we rolling?
1d54. But I can't roll that. Wait, I guess I can in the chat.
Yeah, you just type it in.
That's true.
Well, it looks like everyone gets to go before the fucking Event Horizon proto-molecule people.
I know, it's terrifying.
Wait, but oh god damn it. Just launched himself down a like shaft, and then me and Amy are just like way back here, like assuming that he's just. I don't even know what I'm thinking at this point, actually, because like on the one hand he's just being an idiot, but on the other hand we just saw someone get brutal, or we like saw the evidence that someone had been brutally murdered.
Yeah, that is true. Barney's kind of an insane man.
Well, maybe he'll learn or not,
or die.
I have to win her love. I have to win her love.
Could be very Darwinian.
Okay. Well, so Sam Sullivan, you're at the top of the initiative order. So,
but I don't actually know it, right?
No,
like I don't know that he saw these things, right? So I'm probably still just being like, I'm gonna slowly like climb my way there.
Yeah. Okay. So you just start like climbing down the passageway.
Yeah, until he like says something on his comm, I guess.
Yeah. Well, that then brings us to Barney.
Fuck! And then I try to like stop myself.
What's wrong?
Fucking zombie demon space fairy possessed motherfuckers.
Oh god, I don't believe him. I don't believe shit.
Shit.
My character does not believe a word he's saying.
I'm gonna stop and like start like waving my arms all over the place, trying to catch on something to stop myself.
Well, okay, so you're spiraling. Let's talk physics for a second here. You're spiraling down the middle of a hallway. Everything is out of reach. The sides are all out of reach.
Even with my sword, like
okay,
as an extender.
The tip of your sword clips a handhold. You start spinning out of control. Like, so now basically you were just doing a perfect spiral down this hallway. You tip your sword against a handle. You are now, you're spinning like a frisbee at an angle now.
Okay.
So you're pulling a goose in Top Gun. Your plane is like in a flat spin.
Uh-huh.
And so you come around to the side of the passageway and go ahead and make an agility roll at I'm going to say a -4.
Okay, wait. And I also roll my wild card.
Yeah.
So -1.
That's your highest?
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
You go brain first into the side of the passageway.
Brain first.
And I'm going to say that you take 1d6 damage.
Okay, I don't even know how many hit points I have.
So the way this game works is if you get hit with an attack, the damage roll is compared to your character's toughness.
Okay.
And if it matches or exceeds your toughness, then you suffer negative effects. But I rolled a 1 on my damage roll. So you basically whack your noggin against the side of this passageway, but you've got your helmet on. So you sort of are rattled a little bit, but it doesn't do anything, doesn't do any real damage to you. But you're still kind of flailing desperately. But now your body comes up against the side of the passage, so you can try to like make a strength check to grab a hold of something.
Okay, I'll do it.
Ooh.
It's a 9.
Okay. So you are able to grab a hold of a handhold. But you are now, you're right up on these three figures, and you're really close to them. And so in your night vision, you can see that they are crewmen in the same kind of jumpsuits that you saw in the crew quarters. But again, they all have these like disturbingly bright, glowing eyes. And in your night vision, they just look like bright, white lights. So, it's kind of like a green black night vision, kind of classic look. And so basically, you just see these like glowing eyes in front of you.
Do I have evidence that they've seen me?
Oh yeah, they're looking right at you.
Oh man.
And they're they're not like floating in the middle of the passageway. They're sort of all arrayed along the walls, like the sort of, there's no like top, but in terms of how you were oriented when you came into the passageway, one of them is kind of on the top and two of them are sort of holding on to the far side of the passage from you.
Okay. I think, was that all of my actions for my turn? Or?
So the way that this game works actually is, so movement is like a free action as long as you don't exceed your pace, which is about 35 feet per round. But you can actually do more than one like standard action. It's just that all of them happen at a -2. So you could attempt to like attack them or to do something else, but you would have a minus to your roll. But you can't move. You can't move again.
Instead, I will greet them and say, "Hello, are you guys okay?"
They just kind of like look at you, and they look like their bodies are sort of tensing and like getting ready to like spring, basically.
Okay, then I would like to spring away.
Okay, well, you're sort of as far away from them as you can get in the passageway.
Okay.
You've used up your movement for the round, but you could do like an attack or something like that.
No, I
actually,
can't,
they're not
I'm
really
a pacifist.
Oh yeah, that's true. They haven't attacked you yet.
Yeah.
That's good.
So I just brandish my sword and prepare to defend myself.
Okay. X.
My turn?
Yeah.
Well, let's see. How much exactly does Amadeus know at this point? Like, what did he hear from Barnaby?
He said some space demons or something like that.
Did space demons?
He started screaming. He said "fuck," and then he said like "space demons."
He's like, it's like weird glowy space demon fairies or something like that.
But I haven't seen any of the demons.
No, not really.
And I saw Sullivan just slowly making his way down.
Yeah, he's like space fairies.
All right.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I'll just follow. Not in any hurry yet.
Okay. So you guys just like fucking Barney.
Yeah,
just,
pretty
like,
much.
making your way up this shaft. And so now these three figures, so two of them, the ones that are sort of opposite the shaft from Barney, both kind of launch themselves at him from where they're at.
Are your guys' characters fans of the Son of Cthulhu series?
Our characters.
No, I'm not. I'm not much for pop culture.
As soon as I see these aliens attacking you or whatever they are, I'm gonna be like, "Holy shit, space fairies are real!"
Yes. We flash back to a previous conversation that we were having where I was explaining that Dreamweaver was a sword crafted from a boner in Son of Cthulhu 7 when the main character's brother was sleeping with the main character's love interest, and he was turned into, he was crystallized by how sinful the act was.
Okay, Barney, what is your parry score?
Oh, sorry, 2. I forgot I'm Barry.
Your parry is 2. Okay, so these two figures launch themselves across the tube at you. It's about 10 feet wide, and so they launch themselves straight at you, and they both basically manage to grab a hold of the passageway on either side of you. And then one of them, you see that one of them is holding a what looks like a sort of a kitchen knife in her hand, and she stabs at you while the other one basically tries to claw through your suit. Or actually, no, he doesn't do that. He just tries to starts punching you in the kidney, basically.
We forgot one of Barney's most important stats, which is his last will and testament. Do our spacesuits provide us with any armor, or are they just like...
That is a good question. The suits don't add armor, but they do add +1 to your toughness score. Okay, so that would actually mean that Barney has a toughness of 3, but he got...
No, parry 2, toughness is 5.
Oh,
toughness is 6 with the spacesuit.
With the spacesuit. Okay, so toughness is 6.
I have no idea what parry does.
That's like the DC to hit you with a melee attack.
Oh, okay.
Like it's not 4 in that situation, it's whatever your parry is.
Yeah, the DC to hit you with to hit anybody basically with a ranged weapon is 4, but the DC for a melee attack is whatever their parry score is.
Got it.
So from the guy punching you in the kidney,
Barnaby, what's the name of the woman that you're trying to...
Bernice, yeah.
Oh, shit. That's an ace.
Oh, shit!
Balls?
You told me beat my toughness.
Okay, so from that attack is 9 damage. So your toughness was what?
6.
Oh, okay. So that's just not quite a raise. So from those punches, you are shaken, though. And then the knife...
Oh god, that's more, probably.
Yes, it is. Yeah, so that second attack was only 4 damage, which doesn't exceed your toughness. So she's stabbing at you, but it's...
hitting my sword, and I'm pretending like I'm deflecting it.
So at this point, is Barnaby screaming, or is he just...
Yeah.
I mean, I would assume so, right?
That's what... that was in character, man.
I'm asking, is it at this point, do I have actionable evidence that I need to help him?
Yeah, now that you've moved down the passageway a bit, you can... I mean, so basically this is all kind of happening really fast. So
right.
You're hand over handing down the passageway, and as you kind of get into range and can see stuff better, you see 2 figures basically launch themselves at Barnaby, and then they start punching and stabbing him.
Okay.
And so it would be Sam's turn.
Okay, so how far away are those figures at this point?
So now, I mean, you're kind of right up on them now. You're
okay.
10, so it's all sort of happening at the same time. So as your next action comes around, you now are you can see them basically.
Okay.
As you're coming up the tube.
So I guess so first of all, I should say I didn't mention this before, but my second merit is not actually boating. It's quick draw.
Okay.
So I can pull out my gun and shoot it as sort of the same action without a multi-action penalty.
Cool.
So Yeah, I guess I trust myself enough that I'm gonna shoot at the vomit zombie or whatever that has the knife. I don't
Okay.
know. Maybe it's more of an Event Horizon situation at this point, but yeah, I'm gonna shoot at the one with the knife.
Okay. So you pull your gun and fire, and so go ahead and roll your shooting roll. What is that? That's a D8?
Yeah, D8.
And a D6 for your wild die.
Yeah, right. Okay, I got a 6.
Okay. And that is against the D. So it's against a 4, so that hits.
Okay. So then the damage is 2d6 minus 2. So I guess I got 8.
Okay. So their toughness is 5, so you score a hit.
Nice.
Against them. So you shoot and you basically wing the arm that is wielding the knife against him. So she actually is shaken by this and sort of recoils back and actually loses hold of the knife, and it kind of floats off into the middle of the passage.
I'll take it.
X.
Can I launch myself down the passage and try to not tackle Barnaby, but gently tackle him out of the way of danger?
Depending on which, so if you were on the same side of the passage as them, there's a Event Horizon zombie between you and him, and then if you were on sort of the other side of the passage or at a different angle, you could launch yourself at him, but you'd basically just knock him into the wall.
Okay, well, I want to consider tackling that zombie then.
The one that's in between you and him, between you and Barney.
I don't know why I assume they're zombies, but yeah.
They're sort of weird. Okay, yeah, so you can launch yourself and try to make an agility check to try to kind of bum rush this guy.
All right. I got a 4. So I do something?
Yeah, so you aced it, so you can roll again.
7.
There you go. You could also roll your wild die if you wanted to, but that's sufficient to succeed. So you managed to control yourself and launch yourself down the passage at this guy. He's going to make a strength roll to try to hold on. So he gets a 7. I'm going to say, so you hit him, you knock into him, but he manages to keep a hold of kind of the handhold that he had. So now you're kind of grappling with him in the same kind of space.
Okay, do I have any actions left?
Yeah, I mean, that's sort of a movement, so you can try to grapple with him, or you can try to attack him, or whatever you think you want to do.
I just want to start wailing on his face.
With a wrench?
I mean, if yeah. Heck yeah.
Okay. So you pull your wrench out of your belt, and you just try to brain this guy. So I believe your fighting skill is a D8, is that right?
I think it's D6. I'd like it to be D8, but...
Okay. So you roll a D6 for fighting, and you can also roll a D6 for your wild die.
Right. 3 and 4. Is the wild die a once in an attack, once in an encounter?
The wild die, you roll 1 D6 wild die every time you make either a trait check, which is your stats, an agility roll or a strength roll, or a skill check, like fighting or any kind of skill, climbing or piloting.
Every time?
So every time you do something like that, you can roll 1 wild die. But if you have a gun, say you have a semi-automatic and you can fire multiple shots in one round with it, you only roll 1 wild die with that. So
Gotcha.
And the thing is that you don't combine them. You can use the wild die in place of another die. So let's say you have a machine gun and you shoot 3 shots. Each one is a D8. You can replace one of those D8s with your wild die, but you don't get a wild die for every shot, basically.
Gotcha.
So you got a 4, did you say?
For my wild die, yeah.
Okay. So they have... Oh, actually, that hits. Okay, so their parry is 6, but what happens in combat if, say you're fighting somebody and you have a weapon, like a wrench, and they don't have a weapon, they get a -2 to their parry score to reflect basically the advantage that you have over them in combat. So this guy you grapple with him, and then you pull out a wrench, and then you start beating him with it. And he kind of like tries to put up his arm to like deflect it, but you fucking wail down on this guy with your wrench. So go ahead and roll damage. So that would be, so your strength score is what?
D6.
D6. Okay, so you roll a D6 and then add another D6 for the wrench.
Oh shit, my first roll was 1. And the wrench, oh my god, double 1?
Oh, bummer. Okay, so you do 2 damage to him, but it's not enough to get through his toughness. So so you're basically wailing on this guy, and he's like deflecting the blows with his arm.
Can he use a Benny on damage or no?
So in this setting, there is actually an optional rule that you can use your Benny to redo a damage roll. So if you want to do that, you can do that.
I don't think I'm to that point yet.
See.
Calm down. I'm trying to calm him with my wrench.
So it's the event zombie's turns. You say calm down as you beat him.
Chill out, dude.
The event zombie makes it sound like it's like Halloween, like a carnival prize or something.
Yeah. The woman with the knife was shot, and she is shaken. And what happens when you are shaken is that you have to make a vigor check on your turn. And if you fail the check, then you can't do anything on the turn, and you're still shaken. If you succeed on the check, you are not shaken anymore, but you still can't act on the turn. And if you succeed with a raise, then you are not shaken anymore, and you can act as normal on the turn. So she rolled max on her die, so she gets to roll again. So that is 6 plus 2 is 8. So she succeeds with a raise. So she is able to act normally on her turn. So she's going to jump off the wall and go after her knife. So she succeeds. She basically launches herself away from Barney and grabs her knife in midair. And then she kind of does a somersault as she does it and kind of plants her feet on the other side of the passageway, kind of close to Sam. And then she kind of braces herself, but she doesn't have any actions to do anything else. The other one is going to basically he's going to try to like brace himself against the wall and kind of kick Amadeus off of him. So Amadeus, why don't you go ahead and make a strength check to try to stay a hold of this guy.
All right, I rolled a 3.
Okay, and did you roll your wild die?
Oh, no. 4 for my wild die.
Okay, so he got a 7. So he beats your... This is like a contested roll, so it's basically whoever rolls higher wins. So he braces himself against the wall and then kind of kicks you in the center of your chest and basically like launches you off of him out into the hallway. So can you give me an agility check real quick?
Do I roll wild die for that too?
Yeah.
Is that a D6 always for wild die?
Yeah.
And I'm rolling bad. My wild die was 5 though.
Okay. So you managed to, as you kind of kicked off and you fly across the passageway, when you get to the other side, you manage to grab a hold of a handhold and kind of support yourself there. So now you're kind of behind, you're on the other side of this tube, kind of behind Sam and the woman space zombie.
Can I see a name tag on the guy that kicked me?
Yeah, as you get launched away, you see that his name tag says Jimenez.
Jimenez!
The third zombie that hasn't acted yet, that was on the ceiling, he basically like launches himself past you guys and goes down the hallway towards the ring.
Uh-oh.
So you see him launch past you down the hallway, and you kind of lose him out of the range of your night vision. But you kind of hear him collide at the other end with the door and kind of grab a hold of it. Barney.
Well, I can't go after that.
Oh, that's right. You were shaken by that, the punches to the kidney that guy gave you.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So you go ahead and make a vigor check.
Wait, I thought it was spirit to get rid of shaken.
Oh, is it spirit?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Go ahead and do spirit then. Yeah, you're right. I think you're right. It is spirit.
Okay, so my wild card dice gets a 5.
Okay. So you are able to shake it off. So you can move this turn, but you're not able to do anything else. Although, actually, I forgot to mention that you can also spend a Benny to get rid of the shaken effect without having to roll. And if you do that, then you can act normally on your turn.
No, I'm going to follow after the one who hasn't attacked me, even though I can't actually attack him until he does attack me.
I feel like if a group of 3 Event Horizon zombies like attack you, it's probably okay for you to attack the one that didn't like physically.
Well, I don't have an action this turn anyway, so I'm going to launch myself after the nameless one.
Okay, go ahead and make are you going to try to do it fast, or are you going to try to just kind of go slow?
Ooh, I want to go fast. As fast as he went, which I assume is fast.
Okay, go ahead and make an agility check.
Because, I mean, he just went for it, right? I got a 5.
Cool. Okay, yeah, so you managed to stabilize yourself, and then you basically, kind of do, a pull-up on the handhold on the side of the wall, and basically launch yourself that way.
Still got my sword, even though I can't. All right, yeah, that's it. Or do I see him doing anything? Is he trying to get into another room, or...
Yeah, he's just going through the doorway into the ring.
Okay.
Sam Sullivan.
I guess I'm gonna say over my headset, use the rivet gun to Amy, and then I'm gonna take a shot at old Event Horizon lady.
Okay, yeah, you're close enough to her that you're basically just pointing the gun right at her.
Okay,
almost
all right.
Point blank. And you can also, in this game, you can make a called shot. You can say, I'm going to try to shoot them in the head or in the arm or, whatever.
Oh, do I take a penalty for that, though, I assume? Or?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're at such close range that I would give you a +2 for your shot ordinarily.
All right.
So, if you tried to shoot her in the head, it would probably be it would usually be a -4, but you could do it at a -2.
All right, I'm going to try and shoot her in the head.
Okay.
Let's see. So at a -2, I guess I get a 4.
Okay. You shoot her in the head.
All right. So what does that get me?
So you, with a called shot to a vital area like that, you get a +4 to your damage.
Oh, not bad face. Okay. That aced. So that's 8 plus. Oh my god, it aced again. So it's 14.
Oh my god.
Oh, I guess I do 13 damage.
Okay.
To her.
So you.
Oh wait, no, that's not it. No, sorry, that's what I got on the die. I guess I do 17 damage.
Okay. Okay, so that exceeds her toughness of 5. And shake you.
Good.
So let's
Double
think about
raise.
that. That's 3 raises. So you basically level your gun at this woman and you just blow her head off. And so it's just a spray of gore fans out, and yeah, I don't know how that works in 0G. Just bits of brain.
I think it's a spray of gore that just keeps moving around.
That just keeps spraying for a long time.
Like a cloud.
Yeah.
As a free action, can I recite "Oh Captain, my Captain"?
You can. You get up on the desk.
Wow, that was a dark reference.
Sorry, lady. Also, yeah, holy shit. That is dark.
Okay, yeah, you blast her. So she is gone. And do you want to do anything else on your turn?
Can I move sort of towards where that escaping person is, while still being in shooting range of the one that's in the room with us?
Yeah, you can do
Okay.
that.
All right, I'll do that then.
Okay. Amy.
All right, I'm going to whip out the Nightmare Maker, which is what I call my bolt gun.
Wait, have you always called it that?
Isn't Barney's sword called Dream Licker or something like that?
But presumably this bolt gun was something he just used to repair the spaceship.
No, I named it after I met Barnaby.
I see.
Okay. Yeah. So you're close enough to the zombie that you are in, like, you're like in close range with your bolt gun. So you want to take a shot at the one that's closest to you guys?
Are we talking about Jimenez? Because I'm going to kill him.
Yeah, we're talking about Jimenez.
Yeah? I'm going to repair the shit out of him.
Okay, go ahead and make a repair roll.
Can I still roll wild die?
Yeah, and you can roll your wild die as well.
I can't roll better than that with my wild die.
Well, you could ace.
But you could
Holy
ace.
shit.
Actually,
I
yeah.
got double. No, not double aces. I got 6 and a 6.
Yeah, but you get to re-roll the 1d6 now.
Yeah, and add it
Is
to
that
your total.
Get another 6. Oh,
5.
5.
Wow.
So that's an
Still
11.
11.
Yeah, so I mean that beats his. I mean that beats the 4.
So wait,
I don't think a raise.
I think a single raise gets him an extra 1d6
Yes.
of damage.
Wait, that is true on. Oh yeah, that is true. That's true for melee and for ranged. Yeah, so you get to add a 1d. So basically, you get to roll 3d6 for your damage now.
3d6. 15.
Oh, one of those is an ace.
Oh, yeah, it was.
Nice. You roll that one again.
3. So 16
That's
total?
16 damage. Okay, so that's so their toughness is 5. So that's another 4, 8. That's 2 raises. Okay, so yeah, so you level your bolt gun at Jimenez and you just plug one right in his chest. So this rivet, you basically just blast through his chest and you hear it tang off of the passage behind him. And he just immediately goes limp. And, it's just
And I'm like, Jimenez, speak to me. Damn right, motherfucker.
Oh, that kind of okay.
So now it's the last zombie's turn. So let's see. So where are you, Barney? Are you close to him, or did you just kind of?
Yeah, I moved. I mean, I was basically chasing him.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So he like turns around and launches at you. He's gonna try to like grapple your sword away from you.
Okay.
So
I'm going to consider that an attack.
okay. Okay. So go ahead and make a strength check.
Okay. Okay, so I got a 5.
Okay. Well, he rolled a 1 on his strength check. So he like launches himself and he's trying to grapple with you to like take your sword away. But you just kind of like keep it out of his reach and he's just kind of like flailing against you. And you, in fact, you even kind of like kick him off of you and now he's sort of like flailing in midair.
Well, I will bring the full wrath of Dreamweaver upon him.
So you don't have any training in fighting, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so you make your roll. You could still roll your wild die along with a 1d4 for a fighting check, but you have a -2 modifier.
Okay, so I get a 1.
Okay. So you sort of swing at him with the sword, but you're like not really holding on to anything because you're trying to like do a 2-handed sword swing at him.
Yeah.
So you miss him and you end up like somersaulting.
Spinning?
Yeah, you're just like somersaulting in place.
Okay.
With your sword held out in front of you.
Nice.
Sam. So now this zombie is like, he also does not have any purchase, so he's sort of like flailing around in the air, trying to like get towards something, and you see Barney just spinning.
All right, well that's about what I expect. So I have 5 glass bullets left. I am gonna use one of them to shoot the ballet zombie. Ooh, that's an ace. Holy shit!
Is that an ace?
Okay, yeah. So my attack roll was a 17.
Okay, so you get to add a d6 to your damage roll, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you do 3d6 minus
Yep.
2.
Yeah. No way. This is with 3 different dice, by the way. Okay, so I guess I got a 17 for damage as well. Or no,
Holy
sorry,
shit.
15. 15 for damage.
Okay, so that's still two raises. I think his toughness is 6. So you get 2 raises over toughness. So yeah, I mean, this guy, you also just like blast him in the head.
Can I like,
All right.
as a free action, I recite the Gettysburg Address?
Jesus, whose side are you on?
I honestly didn't know that "Oh Captain, My Captain" was a Lincoln reference until you guys like freaked out about it.
No, I wasn't thinking of that. I was thinking of Dead Poets Society.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh no,
he
I was definitely thinking of Lincoln.
blasts himself.
You know, yeah.
Oh yeah, Dead Poets Society. He kills himself.
Man, that works on a lot of levels.
Yeah.
You were just my captain. I didn't.
Yeah.
Lot of dark
No,
shit.
no, this is, we're retconning this. That was a double entendre all the way.
Is there a triple entendre? All right, well, thanks for listening. Just want to remind you again, you can find us on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher. You can follow us on Twitter at Bohemian Galaxy. You can also find us at bohemiangalaxy.com and your mom's house. All right, see you next time.